You are standing at the edge of your potential, and every decision you make right now will either pull you further from the person you were meant to become or push you closer to greatness. The world tells you to prove yourself to others, family, friends, colleagues, society. But what if I told you the only person you ever need to prove yourself to is you? Right now, you're at a crossroads, and your next choice could be the one that changes everything. By the end of this, your mindset will never be the same again. Your first step is the hardest, but it's also the most powerful. The first step is always the hardest. It's easy to dream big, to visualize success, to make plans, but the moment you actually have to act, that's where most people hesitate. It's at this exact moment that fear tries to grab hold of you. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. And most people, because of that fear, stay right where they are, never moving forward. They think about it, they plan for it, but they never take that first step. What if I told you that this step, the one that feels impossible, the one that scares you the most, is the most powerful one you will ever take? When you step into discomfort, when you step into fear, something miraculous happens. You begin to change. You begin to evolve, because it's in that very discomfort where growth resides. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you stood at the edge knowing exactly what you needed to do, but something held you back? Maybe it was fear of what people would think. Maybe it was self-doubt telling you you're not ready, you're not good enough. Or maybe it was the sheer weight of the unknown, the uncertainty of what comes next. But here's the truth. You're never going to be 100% ready. You're never going to have all the answers, all the resources, all the time. The best time to act is always now, in the moment when you feel least prepared. Why? Because that's when real transformation begins. Think about someone like Elon Musk, who didn't have all the answers when he started SpaceX. He didn't have all the money or the technology, but he took that first step even when the odds seemed impossible. He took a massive leap of faith, and it wasn't easy. There were countless failures along the way. Rockets exploding, companies on the brink of bankruptcy, criticism from all sides. But he didn't stop. He kept going, because that first step wasn't just about a business venture. It was about something bigger. It was about proving to himself that he could do it, that the first step was powerful enough to change the trajectory of his life. Or take J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by multiple publishers before she finally found someone who believed in her book, Harry Potter. That first step, writing that manuscript, wasn't easy. She had doubts, she had to overcome personal struggles, including financial hardship, and the rejection of her ideas by the people who should have been supporting her. But she took that first step, believing in herself when no one else would. And that single difficult step led to millions of lives being transformed by her story. And now let's bring this closer to home. Think about where you are today. Look at the obstacles you've overcome, the battles you've fought, the dreams you've chased. Every single one of those moments started with one decision. The decision to take the first step. It might have felt like an insignificant move at the time, or it may have been a leap into the unknown, but the moment you took it, you unlocked the door to your future. You started your journey. The key is this: you'll never know what you're truly capable of until you take that first step. It's in the moment of action, the moment of movement, where your future self is waiting for you. You are capable of far more than you've allowed yourself to believe, but you'll only discover that if you start. The first step isn't just the hardest, it's the most important. It's the moment when everything begins to shift. It's the moment when you decide that fear will no longer control you and that you are the one who will control your destiny. So stop thinking about it, stop making excuses, stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is right now. Take that first step and watch your world change. Because once you do, there's no turning back. The journey has begun. The lie you've been told, that success happens overnight. We've all been fed a lie. We see it on social media. We hear it from the people around us. The idea that success happens in the blink of an eye, that one big break is all it takes to turn everything around. And you know what? This myth sells. It's easy to get swept up in the dream of it. The notion that tomorrow could be the day everything changes. But here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. Success doesn't happen overnight. It never has, and it never will. And if you're waiting for that magical moment when everything falls into place, you're wasting precious time. Think about the greatest figures in history. Steve Jobs didn't create Apple and become a tech mogul in a single moment of inspiration. His journey was filled with failures, roadblocks, and heartbreaks. After he was fired from Apple, the company he founded, did he quit? No. He went on to create Next and later Pixar, both of which played critical roles in shaping the world as we know it today. It took decades of hard work, resilience, and constant learning for Steve Jobs to reach the pinnacle of success we all admire. Or consider Oprah Winfrey, who's now a household name and one of the wealthiest and most influential women in the world. But she wasn't always a star. She faced setbacks, humiliations, and rejection after rejection. She was fired from her first job as a TV anchor. Imagine that, getting told you're not good enough to be on television. Oprah didn't let that defeat her. She built a career from the ground up, learning, adapting, and pushing forward. Success didn't come to her in a flash. It came through years of persistence, patience, and hard work. The reality is that success is built on small, consistent actions, not one big event. Every moment you spend doing the hard work, the grinding, the learning, is laying the foundation for your future. The world tells you that you should already be there, that you should already have the rewards. But true success is about mastery, not shortcuts. It's about showing up every single day, doing the work, and trusting that over time your efforts will compound into something monumental. Psychologically, we are wired for instant gratification. We want results now. It's a part of our nature. But this need for quick results sets us up for disappointment and frustration. It feeds our self-doubt and makes us question our worth when we don't see immediate returns on our investment of time and energy. But here's what I want you to understand. Success is a process, not a destination. The mistake most people make is they think they're just one step away from a breakthrough, when in reality, they've been building momentum all along. Every effort you put in, every piece of knowledge you gain, every failure you encounter is helping you build the resilience and the skill set you need to achieve greatness. When you understand that success isn't some magical moment waiting to happen, but rather the sum of all your daily efforts, everything changes. You stop measuring your success by overnight milestones, and instead, you begin to measure it by the effort you put in. The truth is, the only way to fail is to stop trying. The only way to lose is to quit before the process has had a chance to take root. If you give up when it gets hard, you'll never see the harvest of your efforts. But if you stay the course, if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, your success will come. So stop waiting for the magic. Stop hoping for a miracle. Success isn't coming in a single flash of brilliance. It's coming through the work you do day in and day out. And as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep showing up, you are building your future. The only question is, are you willing to put in the work? Your greatest strength is your resilience. There's a strength inside you that can't be measured by the number of victories you've had or the amount of talent you possess. It's a strength that comes from within, and it's what will carry you through every challenge, every obstacle, and every failure you encounter. That strength is resilience. We live in a world that often celebrates success, but it's not success that truly defines you. It's how you respond when life knocks you down, how you rise when the world tells you to stay down, how you keep going when the road ahead looks impossible. That's the true measure of your character. And resilience is the secret weapon that will help you endure, adapt, and ultimately thrive. Think about Walt Disney, the man who created an empire from nothing. He was fired from a job at a newspaper for lacking imagination, and his first animation company went bankrupt. He had no money, no support, and no clear path forward. He faced rejection after rejection and was told that he would never succeed. Yet he didn't quit. He didn't give up on his dream. He persisted, building the Disney empire from the ashes of failure. His resilience turned every setback into a stepping stone for greater success. Or think about J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by 12 different publishers before Harry Potter was finally accepted. At the time, she was a single mother living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet. She could have given up. After all, she had every reason to. But her belief in her story and her resilience to keep moving forward made all the difference. Today, Harry Potter is one of the most successful book series of all time, and J.K. Rowling is one of the wealthiest women in the world. Her resilience is what turned a dream into a legacy. You see, life is going to throw challenges at you. The question is not whether you will face them, it's how you will respond when they come. Will you be knocked down and stay down, or will you find the strength to get back up? Resilience is not about avoiding failure or pain. It's about facing it, learning from it, and coming back stronger. It's about believing that every setback is not the end of the road, but simply part of the journey. Resilience is about mindset. It's about choosing to look at each obstacle as an opportunity to grow. It's about not letting your circumstances define you. It's about the relentless belief that no matter how hard things get, you have the power to overcome. It's the understanding that your greatest victories will come not in the moments of ease, but in the moments when you have to push yourself beyond your limits. Psychologically, resilience is rooted in our ability to adapt. We are wired to survive, and part of that survival is our ability to adapt to changing conditions. When faced with adversity, the resilient person doesn't give up, they adjust. They find a new way, a better way to achieve their goals. Resilience is not just bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward, using every experience, good or bad, as a lesson that propels you to the next level. And here's the truth, the more you face adversity, the stronger your resilience becomes. Each time you rise from failure, you build the muscle of perseverance. Each time you get knocked down and get back up, you add layers to your strength. Life will always present you with new challenges, but your resilience will ensure you are always ready to meet them. There's no greater power than the ability to keep going, the ability to persist when everything inside you is telling you to quit. That is your greatest strength. Resilience is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It's what makes you unstoppable. And the best part, it's a strength you can build. Every time you push through pain, doubt, or fear, you're building your resilience for the next challenge, making yourself even stronger. So remember this, it's not the easy moments that define you, it's the hard ones, the ones when you thought you couldn't go on, but you did anyway. That's where your true strength lies. That's where your resilience takes over. And it's that resilience that will carry you to heights you never thought possible. Keep going, keep rising, because your strength is your ability to bounce back, and nothing will ever stop you as long as you stay resilient. Your self-doubt is the real enemy. There is a force that has been quietly holding you back for longer than you realize. It's not your circumstances, your lack of resources, or your environment. It's not even the people around you. The greatest enemy you will ever face is the voice inside your head. The voice that tells you you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that you should just give up. This voice is self-doubt, and it's the most dangerous thing standing between you and your potential. Look at Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players in history. She's had to overcome not just physical challenges, but constant mental battles. Serena has admitted that at times even she struggles with self-doubt, questioning whether she's still at the top of her game or whether the younger generation is catching up. And yet, despite those thoughts, she steps onto the court and delivers one of the most powerful performances every time. The difference between her and many others is simple. She doesn't let self-doubt define her. She acknowledges it, but she doesn't let it control her. This is the power of overcoming that inner voice. Self-doubt is like an anchor that keeps you stuck, preventing you from reaching your full potential. It's that voice that says you're not ready, you're not talented enough, or what if you fail? But here's the truth. Self-doubt isn't based on facts, it's based on fear. It's the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. And it has no basis in reality unless you allow it to. Think about the first time you tried something new. The first time you rode a bike, spoke in front of a crowd, or started a new job. What held you back? The fear of not being good enough, the fear of looking foolish. But did you fail every time? No. The times when you succeeded were the times when you pushed past that voice of doubt, when you ignored the fear and took action. Self-doubt thrives in inaction. It feeds off your hesitation, your reluctance to move forward. The more you hesitate, the stronger it gets. Let's look at another example. Albert Einstein, one of the most brilliant minds in history. He was known for his groundbreaking theories in physics, yet at one point, his teachers told him he would never amount to much. He struggled academically and had to fight against the voices of doubt telling him he wasn't smart enough. But he didn't listen to them. He chose to trust his own vision, and that's what led him to become the genius we revere today. Einstein's brilliance wasn't just in his intelligence. It was in his ability to overcome the doubts others placed on him and the doubts he had about himself. So why do we let self-doubt control us? Why do we listen to that voice, knowing deep down that it's not the truth? It's because we're human. We're wired to seek approval, to be liked, to fit in. We crave the security of knowing that we're not failing. But the truth is, self-doubt is the real failure because it stops you from even trying. It's the thief of your dreams, the barrier that prevents you from seeing what you're truly capable of. Here's the secret. The more you confront that voice, the weaker it becomes. Every time you push through the doubt, you take away its power. Self-doubt only has power over you when you give it power. The more you act despite it, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable, that you are worthy, that you are enough. It's time to stop asking for permission, stop waiting for someone else to validate you, The only validation you need is your own. You have everything you need to succeed right now, but you won't see it if you keep listening to the voice of doubt. Start telling yourself a different story. Instead of, I'm not good enough, say, I am more than enough. Instead of, what if I fail, say, what if I succeed? Your journey is not about avoiding doubt. It's about facing it head on and moving forward anyway. The more you push through your self-doubt, the more you'll unlock your true potential. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you know, but you can't get there if you keep listening to the lies of doubt. It's time to silence that voice, trust yourself, and take action. Because once you do, you'll realize that the only thing standing between you and your success was the fear you created in your mind. You've got to fall in love with the grind. There's a misconception in the world of success. People think it's all about that one defining moment, that one big breakthrough when everything clicks into place. But here's the truth. Success is about the grind. It's about the daily hustle, the relentless pursuit, the moments that nobody sees but you. And if you want to truly succeed, you've got to fall in love with the grind. Look at Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. His name is synonymous with excellence, with being the best. But do you know what made Kobe different from most athletes? It wasn't just his natural talent, it was his obsession with the grind. Every day, for hours before practice, he was working on his skills, perfecting his craft. He didn't just show up for the games and the highlights. He was in the gym at 4 a.m. long before the fans and the media showed up, putting in the work when no one was watching. That's the grind. That's the work that no one talks about. And that's what separated him from the rest. The grind isn't glamorous. It's not about showing up for the accolades, the praise, or the trophies. It's about doing the work day in and day out without expecting immediate rewards. It's about the blood, sweat, and tears that go into building something that will last. And the only way you'll get through the grind is if you fall in love with it. Think about Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history. He won 23 gold medals, but do you know how many hours he spent training? It wasn't a few weeks leading up to the games. It was years, decades of grueling, relentless effort. He woke up at 5 a.m. every single day, spent hours in the pool, and did it again the next day, and the next. The grind was his life. The world saw the victories, but they didn't see the countless hours spent refining his stroke, perfecting his technique, and pushing his body to the limit. The psychological reality of success is this: it's not about instant gratification. It's not about waiting for that big break. It's about consistency, perseverance, and a deep, unshakable commitment to the process. The more you embrace the grind, the more you understand that success is not a destination, it's a journey. The road to greatness is paved with those small, seemingly insignificant efforts that accumulate over time. But here's what makes the grind so powerful. It's where growth happens. When you put in the work every single day, not just improving your skills, you're building mental toughness. You're teaching yourself discipline. You're developing the resilience needed to overcome obstacles and keep going when it feels like you've reached your limit. Every small task, every challenge, every failure is an opportunity to grow. And this is the real secret to success: falling in love with the process. Because that's where you develop the character that will carry you through the toughest moments. In the early stages, the grind can feel like it's never ending. You don't see the results right away. You question yourself. You wonder if all the effort is worth it. But the reality is that success doesn't come overnight. It comes from doing the same thing over and over, from putting in the effort day after day, even when it feels like nothing is changing. The grind is what separates those who make it from those who quit. And the only way to truly succeed is to fall in love with that grind, to find joy in the journey, and to celebrate each step forward, no matter how small. So ask yourself, do you truly love the grind?